What's up, people? It's your boy the Kryptonian saying here, bringing you a review for One Piece chapter 462. I know you're like, what the fuck's going on? What you got the pirate bandana on for? Because this was a fucking Zoro chapter, bitch. That's why. That dude Zoro jumped in and stopped Brook from getting taken out by his shadow. And when he finds out that Brook's zombie has a legendary sword, Zoro says, "That's a nice sword. Be ashamed if somebody took it from you." He didn't say that, but he said, "I'm gonna make that sword mine." And oh fuck, dude, I started geeking out, man. I started geeking out. I was so fucking hyped for this, man. Like, I'm waiting to see these two just start swapping swords back and forth, and you see Zoro living up to the praise that Franky gave him when he says, "Hey, Brook, if you don't have pride getting in the way, this guy's pretty damn strong. He can take your shadow back." And I'm waiting for the day that Zoro puts on that headband. Because when Zoro puts on that headband, just like when Luffy pulls down that straw hat, when Zoro puts on that headband, shit gets real. Because Zoro says, "I've been looking forward to meeting you." Dude, at that point, Oda basically said, "Kryptonian, say no more. I got you. I got you." Because I wanted to see these two fight. And it's right after the knot slash. Right after that takes out Brook, and Brook has that flashback of thinking back to Lamboon, and he's just like, I've been in these dark waters for 50 years. It's all for nothing." He's about to have his afro taken off. Zoro comes in. Ching! Very beautiful. Very beautiful. I love that we could get that. And one of the things that's going to be very interesting is if and when Zoro gets that sword, what's Tashigi's reaction going to be? Because one of the reasons that she is on the Grand Line is to get Zoro, obviously. Because I guess, she feels some kind of way that, Zoro, kind of fooled her. Zoro's a pirate. He's a good swordsman. And personally, I think she wants Zoro's three-sword style Dende maneuver, where he just puts the Dende inside of her. I think that that's what she really wants. She's just not too sure of it. And it would make sense, because again, I mean, she looks really much like Kuina. And I don't think that's by mistake. But the other thing is, when she sees that sword, she's going to know all about it, have all the specifics, and probably know how many people it cut down, when it was forged. And she's going to get super pissed. So I love that in a very subtle way, Oda's potentially setting up another confrontation between these two. And it feels like only a matter of time that we are going to see Smoker and Luffy cross paths again. Because we did see Smoker directly after what happened with Eden's Lobby. So it feels like this is, what's getting built up towards it. Now, another thing that I thought was pretty cool is after Usopp is so negative that even Perona just gets down on her knees and she tells the zombies, "I'm sorry." And Usopp is just like, "Listen, there's nobody more negative than me." It's just like, dude, that's usually not something anybody brags about. And Oda even has the characters make fun of it to a certain extent, because they say, "I never thought the day that Usopp's pessimism would actually come in handy." And Oda continues to poke fun at the different Straw Hats, because he has Sanji erupt into a ball of fire, and Sanji says, "I'm a fireball of love. I'm going to fly off to find Nami." And sure enough, it's like Sanji drank a fucking Red Bull, sprouted some wings, because he flew off to find Nami, and even Zoro's just like pretty fucking high up. But the thing is Zoro has a bad sense of direction, so they're probably really, really low. It's like Oda had them all poking fun at each other. I thought that was really, really, really good. And I like how when the chapter ends off, one of the things that we see is Sanji bursts in. He's like, "Nami, baby, there you are. I can't believe I found you." And you got Absalom. He's looking at Sanji like, "Who the fuck is this dude?" And he was just getting pissed off about the fact that he couldn't properly kiss his bride because Luffy's zombie is out there raising hell. And it's very interesting because it's doing two things for me. And I wanted to save this part for last for this reason. It's doing two things. It's showing that there's a potential that Luffy's zombie is going to be a wild card that's going to disrupt everything. And if his zombie is doing this, what is the actual Luffy going to do when he fights when he fights Gecko Moria? What's he going to do? Is he going to dismantle the whole fucking ship? Because Luffy does have some destructive capability. This is going to be really interesting to see how this goes, because he did say, if you harm my crew, I'll blow this island to bits. And now we could potentially see a scene like that. But the other thing is, what we're seeing is there's a possibility that Oda's having this zombie be used to actually show that Luffy's characteristics, his mentality is too strong. His will not get broken. We saw it very briefly in Enies Lobby where he said, I can't move. But I think that it's more one of those things where Luffy couldn't move, but it wasn't the fact that he wasn't trying. He was trying to move. He was just physically unable to. So I got it wrong. I thought his spirit was broken at that point. His spirit wasn't broken. And in this, we're actually seeing it where you could put Luffy under control, but Luffy is going to say, I refuse your control. It's kind of like what happened in Dragon Ball, like around chapter 400, where you had that scene where Babidi puts Vegeta under the spell, right? And he's undergoing the whole thing where he's being Majin Vegeta, and then he says, has that iconic line, you'll never take over my body, or you'll take over my body and my mind, but one thing you'll never take from a Saiyan is his pride. And he rejects Babidi's influence, and it really feels like Oda's writing Luffy in a similar way, to where he's always going to be dead set on being the Pirate King. You're never going to take that away from him. You could strip away the whole Straw Hat crew, Luffy would just build another crew. You can take away his ship, he'll build another ship. Hell, Luffy would probably take back his crew, take back his ship, put his crew and the ship on the new ship, and set sail for the One Piece. Like, Luffy is that determined. And it also shows me that if Luffy were to join a crew, just how Shanks was on, I believe it was Whitebeard's crew at first. I remember Shanks was on somebody's crew with Buggy. But the thing is Shanks eventually broke off and did his own thing. I could see Luffy day one saying, wow, this is a nice crew. It'd be a real shame if somebody took it from you. And then on day two, Luffy plans a coup d'etat and takes over the crew and sets sail. Like, I could see something like that, man. It's out of character for Luffy, but I could also see Luffy being that strong-willed to where he's saying, I'm not going to be under somebody. And I could see a situation where maybe we have Luffy and his zombie working side by side. That would be pretty fucking awesome. That'd be a really nice wild card. Though I am going to keep it real with you guys. I'm a little disappointed that Oda did go with the cliche of, you have your personality. You have your personality. I'm taking your personality, and I'm putting it in this inanimate object. And now you guys are going to have a situation where you might cross paths. If not, hey, you're still like, nah, man. Like, Oda, I'm very interested to see how he takes this, because it's a cliche, but it's so overdone. I was hoping he'd stay away from it, but I am enjoying what I'm reading, so I'm more inclined to give it a pass. But my chapter question for you guys is, what were your thoughts about what I said about Luffy? That his spirit, his determination, his dreams are too strong to allow himself to be taken off track by another person, to be have his will suppressed by another person's will, ambition, and desires. What are your thoughts on that? But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video, guys. Have an awesome day.